Everyone.
Hello! Happy Saturday, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Thank you for joining us for our subscriber or supporter live stream. I don't like to call it, so it's not a subscriber, it's a supporter live stream for everybody who's going above and beyond to support us, and we really appreciate that.
I'm so excited we're here. It is Saturday, and it has been a rainy one, but
Not
I will
this morning.
say it looks like we ain't gonna get a direct hit, which I really am super thankful for. Like, keep blowing at the map, people.
They've said that it's probably going out to sea, but the problem is it's a pretty big, massive storm.
It is.
And Chris and Miriam are coming into town.
I just want them to have a nice dive experience.
Well,
is that too much?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of diving we're gonna get done. I mean, we'll have to.
We're gonna do our best.
See. We can always go up to Blue Heron Bridge. It just really depends. Like, Tuesday's probably our best shot. It's slowed down a little bit, so.
You guys would have found it hilarious this afternoon. I went to Walmart because I thought, no matter what, we're going to want to find some water, right? Even if we're just floating around in the pool, we're going to want water. So I was like, I need to get
our pool deck.
I know, it's terrible. You gotta clean it.
I have no time. That's
gotta
what our other two children are for.
Yeah. So I thought I'm gonna go to get a raft at Walmart because all of the summer stuff is on super duper pooper clearance. So, and we live in Florida, so it's kind of a joke that
because Floridians don't go in their pool after September.
Well, no, I mean, like,
It's
use
true.
stuff. Well, I mean, I do, and I use stuff like all year round. And I mean, we're definitely going to use ocean stuff. Like, you planning on going scuba diving to the beach and stuff?
Yeah, in a 5 mil wetsuit. Like,
So-
I'm just saying, Floridians don't go swimming after September.
Okay. All right, Mr. Negative Nancy. So I'm looking for a raft, and I have the little app for Walmart on my phone, and which is really good because it has like a check the price feature. Because I don't know if you've ever been to Walmart and you get to the checkout and it's like they have no idea. There's no conversation between the clearance tags on the aisle and then it actually being in their computer system. It's just not there. It's just not there. So you get up and you don't know what the price is when you get to the register. So I'm scanning it. I get these rafts. One color of the raft is 75 cents. The other color of the raft is $7. So I am like digging through the bin. Hot pink it is. It was crazy though. Like that was nuts.
Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for supporting our channel.
So good to see everybody.
Our supporter live streams are just a chance to kind of hang out with you guys, answer questions in a more intimate kind of setting.
You got a question?
If you guys have any questions about keto,
do you have an
if
intimate
you just
question?
talk about stuff. Yeah, this morning I woke Rachel up and I'm like, I want to go diving. I don't know what this week's gonna look like.
I felt like I was married to Steve Larrabee.
And well, you know,
you
should have gotten in, except for you're going tomorrow.
It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what do you mean we're going to the beach?
I didn't feel like going and filling 4 tanks. So, I always keep my tanks full, and Rachel's got 2 tanks here, and hers are full. And so I was like, I want to go diving. I've got this scooter that I've owned for 2 months, and it has not been in the water yet. It's called the Black Tip scooter from Dive Extra. And what's nice about this underwater scooter is it runs on DeWalt batteries.
Ooh, that's
so
nice.
A lot of the
you can recharge
scooters, you pay a fortune for them, and then they use a proprietary battery.
Marianne goes to the pool on Christmas Day.
Well, they use this proprietary battery, and then you pay like $3,000 just for the battery. So these, you can go to Home Depot and buy the battery. So I'm like, oh, and it's like the Kia of scooters. Like every feature, but at the Kia price.
I like that.
So I said, I'm gonna go solo. But I don't want to have to carry my scooter, my fins, my dive flag, and everything from the car to the water, because that's a lot. And I didn't want to have to leave it and try to go back and worry about somebody stealing stuff.
So that was just why you brought me, because I was like, you're a little pack mule?
I pretty much. But I figured you could enjoy sitting on the beach. You like to sit on the beach. I hate the beach.
I do. I was like reading a book and everything. And it was nice weather.
Yeah. So I jumped in the water. I scoot out. I'm out for like 90 minutes. And then I realized, oh, I promised my friend Hugh that I would run the dive shop because Matt's still in the hospital. And so I had to come back, and I come back with like a half a tank of air and no lobsters. That kind of stunk.
Wah, wah. What I was
I did fight with a couple lobsters, but
the other thing that I was
didn't
going to
get
say
them.
was I'm at Walmart and I need to leave to get home because I want to make sure I'm home in time for the live stream. And it starts pouring. Like I'm literally at checkout and you could hear it just like bah, 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 bah. And I'm like, are you serious right now? So I'm like, everybody is at the exit door. Like I'm not leaving. Like we're going to wait until this storm passes over.
That's when I just go right past them all.
I literally was like, I'm a 70s girl. Like, we got this. Like, I'm not going to worry about getting wet. And I just hightail it out through the parking lot, okay? This guy kind of pauses and doesn't run me over. I really appreciate that about, like, you know, drivers when they don't run me over.
It's pretty rare down here.
Halfway through the intersection, I lose my flip-flop. It's like behind me. So I'm like, oh crap. So I'm like, I'm hobbling back to get my shoe out of the street, pouring down rain. Again, thank you for not running me over, sure.
So let's see who's here. JJ
Hey,
is
JJ.
here. Ola's here.
Hey, Ola.
Sarah is here.
Hey, Sarah.
Let's see. Chris is here. Say
Hey,
hey
Chris.
everyone. Happy Saturday. And this is early people just talking. Susan is here. JJ said, you ever feel like companies, as soon as they figure out something is keto friendly, they jack the price up 300%?
You are so right. And I
yeah,
see that.
because I saw Ola was talking about that
The
Rouse
Rouse.
has gone up. We haven't used Rouse in a while. We use like whatever brand we find with low
Yo
carb
Mama.
count. Yo Mama. That's the one.
That one was really cheap. Although I did see they had Rouse in Aldi, which was always a nice surprise. Although the Aldi, like their version of tomato sauce, depending on what flavor you get, is actually not bad. And it's very reasonably priced. Yeah. I was trying to get some charcuterie type of items for this week. And Aldi is the place. If this is like your first season where you're like going into the holidays and you're thinking, man, what do I bring to parties? Or you're wanting to invite some people over to your house because the weather's getting nice and it's a little bit cooler. And you're like, hey, I'd like a little backyard party. Aldi, I can always rely on them to have like all of the meats and cheeses.
So let's see. Katie is here. Marianne, as you said, is here. Marianne's pool is probably heated. Mary
Debbie.
T is here.
Mary!
Said, hope everything goes great during your visit with Chris and Miriam.
I just hope it goes nice for them.
This is their actual vacation.
Don't you want, like...
Rotten Cat is here.
Hey, Rotten Cat! Aren't you, like, so concerned when you have guests over that they have a good time? Like, you want to show them a good time. I can remember my uncle, he loved fishing, but he made it a job whenever he took out somebody fishing. Like, we've got to go someplace. We have to catch something. Like, if he didn't catch something when he went solo, then he was fine with it. But it was like, if you bring somebody fishing... You really want him to catch something.
I was not coming back today without a lobster, except for the fact that I promised Hugh that I would go to the store. And I got in there, and literally as he's walking out the door, this guy tried to rob us. So I was like, yeah, really, this is why I volunteered. But
really glad that you guys were in there together.
We were in there together at least. So let's see. Purple Lovin' Nuna, Debbie said,
Debbie.
Flu shot and RSV shot yesterday.
How are you
Ibuprofen
feeling?
for the soreness last night and this morning. Impact on weight loss due to inflammation. You'll probably gain a couple pounds of inflammation. I would. First of all,
I got impacted when I got an ear infection, like, I guess it was last week or the week before. And it was like really paining me. And I wound up taking an Advil. And I'm going to tell you, I was up like 2 pounds of just nothing but nonsense.
Well, first of all, the ibuprofen will generally cause some water weight gain. And then also you had a shot, which that also causes inflammation.
I'm sorry.
So. Ola said, no beach too. I'll take lakes all day long. I don't mind the water. I actually prefer salt water over lake water, especially down here. You got like, I don't know, flesh-eating bacteria in our water.
This isn't Utah,
but,
so the lakes aren't as nice.
I just hate the sand. I just hate the sand. I'm not a sand person. You go beach diving. The only nice thing about beach diving is it's free. But other than that, everything about beach diving stinks because you got to swim way out to the reef unless you have a scooter.
You're so negative today.
Well, I don't see you going beach diving.
I do love beach diving.
And then you get sand in everything. And then I got to come home and clean all that sand.
I had the perfect pillow. So they sell those. I don't even know what that pillow is really for. Is it a neck pillow?
It's for, actually, it is designed to keep my knees elevated.
Okay, so it's just like a cylindrical pillow, and I'm going to tell you.
She took my pillow.
I'm sorry.
My pillow. Not her pillow.
But
my
you
pillow.
Can take the cover off and wash it. So I felt like okay doing it.
I even though that's for my knees, I actually put it on my neck when my neck's hurting because it makes me put my, like, it rounds my neck out.
I am going to be taking that to a lake. I'm going to be taking that on all picnics. Any place where you're like, I'm going to lay down in the grass. It was so portable and small.
That pillow's $150.
It was, I'm sure that you can find a knockoff version of that pillow.
I was just trying to get you to not take my pillow. Mary said, I grew up in rainy Vancouver, born and raised Vancouverites, just let the rain fall right on their head. That's me. Who needs an umbrella? We aren't made of sugar. At least not anymore.
That's exactly right. So I was just like, I am just going out. And so I called my mom on the way home. I am literally 10 minutes away from my house. And she was like, what is going on? Like, where are you? Because the rain is just pounding down. But at home, no rain at all.
Yep,
Florida.
Janice said, I've been living on corn keto brick all week.
Wow, way to go.
Marianne said, it's not a heated pool, but it's usually warmer in Dunedin where she grew up.
Yeah.
Sarah said, I ordered the ketones that you guys suggested. Any tips for taking them? Yeah, don't take them at night.
Yeah, because you will be like super amped. So I would be like, that would be my part of my morning, afternoon routine.
Katie, what are your thoughts on fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut?
I love them.
Fermented foods are really good for you. They're great for your gut biome. Do you need them? No, but I think it's always great to have that kind of stuff. You want to build up a gut biome, especially if you're having trouble eating broccoli, cauliflower, things like that. Fermented foods are going to help with that kind of stuff. And your gut biome is really important for your health. So.
And we are surrounded by hand sanitizer and like the Lysol
that all
wipes.
kills your gut.
It destroys it.
I'm really interested. I think it's going to be bad, but I am really interested to see like the kids that have been growing up for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about kids like under the age of 12, right? Especially little kids, like 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. Where is their immune system going to be in 5 years, considering what they've gone through with the COVID years and the constant bathing kids? I mean, yes, it's bad on adults, but on these young kids that were developing their immune system, what is it going to be like considering we've been covering them in hand sanitizer and alcohol for 3 years?
Well,
I think that like you're going to see them getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and you see people who have a good, healthy gut biome, many times they can fight off flus better and all. It's just really important to have a good gut biome, and fermented foods are going to help with that.
Well, I will say that my mom was like super fastidious. Like she boiled like all of my cups, everything, until I was 5 years old. She bleached every single toy. She bleached every single toy after I used it. And I will tell you, I was always sick. Always.
I think it's going to be worse.
Because I think my body did not know anything, like what to do with the germ.
She used to give Caleb a bath in Purell.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Always sick.
He was always sick.
Susan said, I love the beach. I love sitting in a chair and reading or people watching. People watching is fun. Can I just people watch without the sand? That's all I want to know. Yeah, like Katie said, people watching on a beach is awesome.
It is. I like meeting new people, too.
I prefer lakes because I feel safer kayaking.
I love, that is the reason why.
Said, anybody a water would make her happy, even sandy beaches.
I'm a water girl, so like anything will make me happy when it comes to water. But like, wait, what was the one thing that you had just said? You had said people watching.
On the beach is awesome.
Oh, kayaking. What I was going to say is preferring the lakes because of like kayaking. I enjoy paddleboarding because I feel safer because I have that vantage point. Ever since we started doing like the stand-up paddleboarding, and Sarah G is in here, so like you can let me know if that's the same for you. I like seeing what is ahead of me.
That's
Sometimes
because we have stuff that'll hurt you.
right.
Like,
if I'm in a
people
kayak,
in the Midwest, they don't have alligators.
if
and
I'm in
water
a
moccasins.
kayak, I'm concerned because I'm like at water level with, like you're saying, whatever could get in the boat with me, and I
Right.
like that vantage point.
Let's see. Oh, that's it? Nope.
Janice
Chris said, I feel safer kayaking in the ocean here. Not as many gators.
Serious.
That's me. Like, I love being in the ocean. We go diving in the lake for students, but it's a lake that they keep any alligators out. And plus, there's a dog park on the other end of the lake. So if the alligators are going after anything, they're going to the dog park. I mean, Tabitha's been to that dog park, but it's just like the visibility stinks. The ocean is, to me, I just like the ocean, and nothing really bothers you in the ocean. Like, sharks don't attack. Well, they don't attack divers. They attack swimmers and surfers, but they can have them. Katie said, I was raised on Fort Myers Beach. I miss Florida.
There yesterday.
We were over there yesterday, dropping off our RV.
It is so beautiful over there. The West Coast has some really pretty beaches,
yeah, Sarah
too.
said a view is much better on a paddleboard.
Yeah, I like it too. You had a cute view today, you and Al going to the beach.
Mary said there's a difference between us born in the 50s. My mom just tossed us outside.
Right.
Wrapped us up in a winter to nap in the pram on the front porch. Yeah, we drank out of the hose.
I did drink out of the hose.
It literally was go outside and don't come home until dinner time.
We
right?
did not come home until the
light.
The street lights were your curfew.
Yeah, like, don't come home. Like, if you came in our house
Chores.
and said, like, I'm bored, my mom was like, oh, you're bored? I'll give you something to do.
Folding laundry.
Right? Like, there was always something to do. So, like, you purposely didn't come home.
So Sarah says, I love people watching. Boy, at Disney World is one of the coolest places to people watch because I love how everybody gets dressed up at theme parks for a day at the theme park, right? Like, you get to see what's their favorite movie, what's their favorite character. Definitely, if they're going to, like, Epcot versus Magic Kingdom, like, there's an entire theme going on with what people are wearing.
Right.
And I love that. Like, that is my favorite thing.
Susan said, my mother took me outside in the stroller year-round, even when it was cold and snowy.
My mom biked a lot with me in that bike seat on the back of her bike seat. Like, my view was constantly like my mom's rear end, like when I was a little kid, because she sold Avon and we would bike from like customer to customer.
Nice.
It was so cute.
Chris said it'd be cool if beaches and non-sandy paths to the lounge chairs. I'm so over the sand too.
It's challenging because it gets everywhere. Caleb always jokes when we drive by the beach. He's like, "Oop, there's sand in my underwear," like as if it's transferable that easily.
I wanted to get in the water so bad though. I ran out the door today. I got all of my stuff, and I knew like I was on a time limit. And I got to the beach and I'm like, oh, I forgot a wetsuit.
You're like, well, I guess I'm going in my swim
I'm going
trunks.
diving in just my bathing suit, which, like, it wasn't cold, but again, I wasn't in deep water. Like, if I had to go down to, like, 40 feet of water, I would have been freezing. The water temperature was, like, 80 degrees. I was just more worried about the jellyfish, but I was just like, I'm not going in the water. Plus, I dragged everything over here.
Well, if we might as well just go, like, no matter what now. Susan said, my mother took me outside in the stroller year-round, even when it was cold and snowy. No, Debbie said,
I need to find an Aldi's near me.
there's got to be one, right? There's getting more and more of them.
Ola said, I've only been sick one time since keto, and it was barely noticeable COVID.
Yeah,
that's how we are.
Amazing. That was yesterday.
And when we do get sick, it's like you're over it like
very quickly, like literally a day or two. So, and that was even with an ear infection. Like it was like 2 days of drops and that was it. Usually that would put me out for a week, and I got ear infections all the time. I know that Ready Set Keto, they talked about like the difference in their ears
Yeah.
because ever since keto. But for real ski, I put a post in our Facebook family group and on Mighty Networks about how Publix had an ad saying like, "Hey, it's back to school. You got to stock up." And I'm expecting when I see back to school, it's going to be notebooks and pens and pencils and that sort of stuff. It was medicine. It was over-the-counter medicine. Like the little kids need Tums now.
Wow.
And then the little kids need Pepto-Bismol and like all of the cold medicine and Excedrin PM and like all of this stuff. And I did feel very victorious that it has been a long time since I needed all of those things. And when people say keto is very expensive to do because you have to, do it with meat and meat prices go up, it's like, have you price checked how much Tums are now? And Excedrin and all that stuff? It's not even, I can remember us getting things for like $5 or $6. It's not anymore. It's like $12 or $15 for some of these over-the-counter medicines. It was insane.
Mary said we're the last generation of feral
That's
children.
right. Seriously.
Rod and Ken said I love people watching. And then if you love people watching, come to Seattle.
Oh.
We have interesting characters here.
Wow. I've never been to Seattle and always wanted to go to Seattle.
It's rainy.
Hi. I can handle it. I live in Florida. I can do it.
Sarah said all the Star Wars costumes get me. People are so creative.
They really are. It's like movie quality costuming. Sometimes when we go to Disney and like especially I think in the Hollywood studios where you're in that Star Wars land, it can be challenging to see who is working for Disney and who is just in costume because they can be very committed to cosplay. I'm actually
I'm thinking about 3D printing a stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, that would be so awesome. I'm super jealous of my brother because he's actually going to be hitting some different conventions, like just small ones this week, looking for some comic book stuff. And boy, I do miss the comic book shows.
Katie said I haven't been sick since keto either.
It's amazing, right? Like you don't appreciate it. It's like you have to catch yourself going like, it is winter and I have not had a cold. And I was talking to somebody this week that said, was saying about how quickly they recover now, even if they do get sick, and how it used to be you always followed the trajectory of I got a cold, then it turned into bronchitis, then it turned into pneumonia. Like that was the way it was for me and for my mom. And my mom is like, you know what? As I age, I become even more grateful for that because pneumonia, the older I get, becomes more and more dangerous.
Right.
And so the fact that she just does not get that anymore. She always had a cold that turned into bronchitis. It was like no difference.
Chris wants to 3D print a Mandalorian helmet.
That would be cool. You know what else? Oh my gracious. You know what else was like wild that we had never heard this before. So we're not doctors, nurses, health professionals. I'm just sharing something. So my mom, the last time she had gotten sick, said to her the doctor, she was using like a teledoc because it's just easier, right? And she said to them, please don't give me a Z-Pack to try to fix anything because a Z-Pack never works for me. And the doctor said, I would never give you a Z-Pack anyway. And she was like, why? And the doctor said, because for patients over the age of 65, a lot of times it causes AFib.
Oh, wow.
I was like, wait, what? What? And my mom's like, I've never heard that before, ever. And she's like, oh, yeah, like, now, Google it.
Speaking of your gut biome.
And I was like, oh.
Antibiotics are something you should avoid unless you absolutely need to.
Yeah. I used to definitely
will absolutely destroy your gut biome. Like, if you have a cold, a flu, don't take antibiotics. They don't do anything anyway. Like, I can tell you, coming from, like, a family in the medical field, doctors give you, when you have a cold and a flu and stuff, and they give you, or your child or your grandchild, the only reason they're giving that antibiotic... Is this like for the mom? It's for the mom. It doesn't do anything. It's not a bacterial infection.
I used to always just want NyQuil to just be like, I know it's not
Like,
doing anything.
antibiotics don't fix viruses.
So should I just do whiskey? Like, I just want to wake up when it's over.
Honestly, the best thing to do when you are sick is fast.
Yeah.
Like Dave Feldman has talked about that. Just go lay in bed and fast.
That's
like,
usually what we do now.
I'm not me. That's why if I get sick, I'm miserable because I don't stop. And honestly, the best thing to do is what you do. And when you're sick,
when I had the ear infection, I was like,
just get in bed.
I just make sure that I did electrolytes, and I was like,
when I say don't eat, you still should do electrolytes.
But I just didn't eat.
But yeah, antibiotics, because again, what are you doing? You're killing, the antibiotics kill bacteria. And what's in your stomach? Bacteria. Just
bacteria.
Good bacteria.
Bacteria! There's bacteria in there.
Nice. Katie said people watching at Walmart can be pretty interesting.
Go at 2 a.m.
Especially at 2 a.m.
Go late night.
Chris wants to print a Mandalorian helmet. Katie said, I work at Walmart and I'm amazed at all the vitamins, poop meds, and cold meds we sell. It saddens me.
I mean, but I understand it. It's like, it's by demand, right? I mean, like, it's sellable. It is going to sell. There is so much stuff on the market and a variety of so much stuff.
Rich is taking a cruise in October, stopping in Seattle. Hope to do
some people watching. There you go. Wow.
What other cruises go out of Seattle? Seattle is known for Alaska, but October, that's after, unless you're going like the first week of October, that's after Alaska season.
My mom.
There's a cool cruise going from Seattle over to Australia.
Okay, so can I just say my mom was so cute yesterday. So she is long retired from the public school system. She worked with special ed, like reading help, teaching. That's that she did. And so, but she still gets together with some of the other people that she used to work with. And she's like, I'm committed to doing this as much as possible, as long as it fits in my schedule, like go out to lunch with people. And I think it's important because, and she's lost a lot of people recently, like that they're just getting sick and passing away. And so she's like, I think it's really important because I get to be an ambassador for keto because they are some of the people that still remember me when I was over 280 pounds. Like, they still remember. They worked with me for years and years. And so the fact that they see years later that I have kept this weight off and I'm feeling good, and a lot of them are younger than her. And yet they're like, gosh, why do you feel like you have so much energy and like your skin and like all of this stuff? And she's like, I can be a little ambassador for my friend group. And I think that is important, that it's like, okay, well, what can you do to help your friends and like to promote keto? It's just sharing what you're doing.
Marianne said, I have an autoimmune disease and even I rarely get sick.
Yeah.
Susan said, I went to the office this week, was around people. I woke up with a little tickle in my throat this morning. I do find I'm sick less on keto, but if I will get a minor cold.
It is challenging because, you haven't, like, peopled that much, and then all of a sudden it's back to it. Are you enjoying it? Like, I know that, we talked in Omaha about how you were going to start going back to work. Are you enjoying that?
Ola said, doctors know it too. It's just get out of my office. That's basically, get out of my office and here, Mom, like, I'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Chris said, I just want to eat everything when I'm sick. Rich said, I agree. Fasting when you are sick works for me. Becca's here.
Hey,
said,
Becca.
Again, you're making a blanket statement about antibiotics. I need to take them to keep the chronic inflammation in my lungs from sending me back to the hospital.
Now, you've got a very
I did not say not take antibiotics.
Situation.
I said try to avoid taking them, and like there are times where you need antibiotics.
Absolutely.
I did not make a blanket statement and say don't take antibiotics. I said you should try to avoid them. Many people, including people in our family, just, hey, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna pop an antibiotic.
Yeah.
If like when I like stung myself with a lionfish, I took antibiotics, right? Like my friend Matt, the owner of the dive shop right now, got bit by his cat and is in the hospital.
It's bad.
With infectious disease right now. He's on antibiotics.
For real.
There are times and places for antibiotics, but for the most part, in this country and in modern medicine, we have overdone antibiotics. It's documented that we have become antibiotic resistant because people just took them and took them and took them and took them and not just used them when we absolutely needed them.
Right. You've got a very unique situation.
Debbie said, I got an email from Royal Caribbean about cruises for 2024 for Alaska. Any word about a low-carb cruise?
I heard for 2025.
She's working on 2025,
Yeah.
and they haven't put out the 2025 Alaska schedule yet. So I know there's lots of cruises in 2024. So if you want to go on a cruise, like I can help you get a cruise, but it depends on if you want to cruise to Alaska, it depends on what you want to do. Like there's certain times that are better for certain things than others. The most expensive time to go to cruising in Alaska is June, July, and the beginning of August. The cheapest time is May, and then the September and sometimes the first week of October, because those are the shoulder seasons. And so sometimes you're going to have more mosquitoes, sometimes you're going to have more rain. So that's a lot of people like to go in the summer because they kind of get everything. I don't know if I want to deal with 23 hours of sunlight though. I do need to have a little bit of nighttime. So I would go in the end of August, beginning of September. Rotten Cat said after getting septic canidia, after taking 2 rounds of high-strength antibiotics, I will go out of my way to not have to take them ever again.
They really can impact your tummy and everything too, right? Like that it really it jacks you up sometimes.
Oh, Sarah said September 22nd, soaring over California is coming back to soaring for a limited time.
Oh, how
That's
sweet!
Cool.
I'll have to check that out because that was the original film that went with the soaring ride. They have changed it to have more of an international flair to it, which is really cool. But it's always nice to see the original. I wish that they would bring back the original song in the Carousel of Progress just for a limited time only, like the old one they used to have.
Mary said, I hope there's some kind of cruise out of Seattle or Vancouver. I would just love for my keto friends to experience the Pacific Northwest.
Me too.
I do know, again, that Debbie said they are working on the Low Carb Cruise 2025 for Alaska, and that would go out of Seattle with a stop somewhere in the Vancouver area, because legally any cruise that leaves the United States that is not flagged with the U.S. flag, and there's only one cruise ship in the entire United States that has a U.S. flag, and they're in Hawaii. So they have to stop.
Right.
In British Columbia or in Vancouver.
Well, like
before
Rich
coming
said,
back home.
He's doing San Diego, Seattle, and Vancouver.
Yeah, because they must stop in another country. And it'll be weird. Some of the Alaska cruises, they'll literally stop in Vancouver for 3 hours. What? What'd you do?
I think I thought I got lunch grease on my shirt.
Susan said, right now I'm choosing to go into the office. It's nice to go in once in a while to see people. In January, we have to go in 3 days a week.
Oh, okay. All right. So wait, I thought they were going to up that. Okay. I think you were in Omaha. I see her next message. I think you were in Omaha. It was planned that we'd start the hybrid schedule in October, but now it's been moved to January. Okay. Well, that's, at least you got a little bit more time to get used to the idea. It's weird though is it weird to have to get completely dressed? I don't know how you prepare for work in the morning, but I would definitely be in pajama pants at least during the day.
Mary said, I love soaring over California. So yeah, they changed soaring, and we hadn't been to Disney in years, and now it's around the world, but I kind of like the California one. I kind of do. Some of the ones over the different countries now, I feel like it's too short. It's boom, and it's gone.
I love when they pump in a smell. I love smelling the orange grove smell. There was some company where it was a scenting company, and they sold the Disney rides. It was essential oils or something. And
Was it essential oils or was it the wax melt? I think it was the
maybe
wax
it was a wax
melts.
melt. It wasn't Scentsy, but it was like something else that
Right.
was like a smell that you could put in the house. And they even had the burning fire smell from the Epcot ball. There's like a, and it's
like
a,
that smell.
I love that smell. I know it's weird. It's like, it's the smell I associate with a dinosaur ride.
Lori said, I made it. Sorry,
Hey,
I'm
welcome,
late. I was
Lori.
being DD. What does that mean? Darling daughter?
Darling Daughter, Dungeons and Dragons?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
cool. That Dunkin' Donuts?
Ola said, I went to British Columbia when I was 17. I've never seen a place so clean in my life.
How neat. I'm going to say,
I
areas
feel that
of
way about Utah.
Utah is like, I'm like, what is this, Disney? Like, it was so wild in that Salt Lake area, and everything was super clean. And then we were at like a burger shop. Was it Whataburger or In-N-Out or something?
It was In-N-Out.
It was 2:00 in the morning. And
they were
I'm
too
like,
friendly for me.
and I was like, everyone was pristinely dressed, like not a
designated
wrinkle.
driver.
Oh, designated driver. Oh, that's awesome. Pristinely dressed and super upbeat. And I was like, man, if we were in like Fort Lauderdale, like 2 a.m., you'd be like, no, this you don't go to a burger shop at 2 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale. So, Debbie's like, nope, I want to go in the low carb cruise.
So somebody said it was the Magic Candle Company.
Oh, okay, awesome.
As Marianne said, your magic here, Magic
Yeah,
Candle
there you
Company,
go. Look, they've got like
Pirate Life, Polynesian, Haunted, Banshee.
the Banshee flight has a smell. I want to.
Villains, Terror, buy two, get one free.
I'm telling you,
As seen on.
I would totally get the wax melts or something.
Let's see.
Yeah, magical fragrances. See, they can't call it like Disney, so they have to call it like something like it. How much is the
but I don't
wax
like
melt?
candles. I only like wax
I know,
melts.
the wax melt.
$10 for one?
You smoking something.
Yeah.
You smoking wax melts.
It's cheaper to go to Disney World.
I guess so. I'll just go to Disney World. I'll just smell it there. I'm scratching. I'll just smell it there.
Yeah, Mary said stops in Vancouver 3 hours, but then it's British Columbia all the way up the coast to
nice.
Alaska. Vancouver, just our gold. And the rest of British Columbia coast is to the diamonds, and interior British Columbia is the best where I live.
It's the best because you live there. Like, it literally, the day you moved in was like, this is the best.
Susan said going to the office messes with my workout schedule. That was my biggest gripe this week. I like to work out in the morning, but I don't have time to get office ready and work out.
Oh, man, that stinks. Well, I'm glad that at least it's not every day, because maybe that can help a little bit, because that's a bummer. I don't know if the place where you work out is open on the weekends, and maybe you could go on like Saturday. Or I don't know if you go every day or every other.
Susan said when I work out, when I'm at home, I can work out, come home, take a quick shower, put on my shorts, my t-shirt. No need for makeup.
I love that. Okay, there's something to say about that.
Chris said Singapore is crazy clean. That's where Rachel wants to go.
I want to go there.
We need to cruise there.
It's funny you say that, Chris, because I was actually listening to a comedian that was talking about that. And he was from Malaysia. And he was talking about how, like, in Singapore, it's pristine. I need to go there. I want to go there.
Ron Cat said we have Soaring over Washington next to the Ferris wheel here. It's cheaper if you do both.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
Yeah, Sarah said yes. It's Magic Candle Company.
I mean, I'm sure it's, like, smells delicious, but, like, $10 is... I got to think about it. I got to think about it. Because I can get, like, way cheaper.
We just do Scentsy.
I do Scentsy, and then I was in Aldi, and they had like a wax melt, and I'm sure it's probably not the greatest ingredients, but it was like $1.65, and it was called like Autumn Flannel, and it smelled amazeballs. I was like, yes, I need autumn right now. I need this smell.
Branda's here, said hello from Louisville.
Well, hello. We're going to be around your area soon. Are you going to Ketopalooza? Because I hope I get to see you in person.
Oh, Susan said I work out at Dr. Jamie's gym. I have 24/7 access.
Wow.
I just don't ever want to work out at 2:30. I have to be logged into work at 6
0600. Oh my gracious. Yeah, that's early.
Oh, Debbie said in Singapore you can get in trouble for chewing gum on the street. Well, I guess you're not going to Singapore.
I guess I'm not going to Singapore. That was a fun fact about Disney, and Sarah actually was like, "Yep, that's confirmed." Is they do not sell chewing gum in Disney World. They don't even sell chewing gum. That was a Walt Disney like rule, no chewing gum. If you've ever stepped in chewing gum, I totally get it. Or, it probably makes it harder to like keep the rides if people, I don't know why anybody would find the need to take chewing gum out of their mouth and stick it on somebody's something, right? Like that seems so rude. But you can't even buy chewing gum at the gas station nearest to Disney World.
You can't get it. You cannot get it at Orlando International Airport.
You cannot buy gum at the airport. Wow.
Nope, there's no gum sold in Orlando Airport.
That's crazy.
Ola said I wanted to go to Singapore after watching Krazy.
Me too! Oh my gosh, I love that movie so hard. We may have to watch that movie tonight. I love that movie.
I didn't finish watching RV. We both fell asleep the other day.
We did fall asleep.
Lori said, I get up between 4 to 4:30 during the week to do my workout. It gives me enough time to also take a bath and enjoy my coffee before I Uber Wampy, my daughter, to school. Then I work.
Oh, that is awesome. And as long as I go to bed early enough at night, I don't mind getting up early. Like I usually get up about 5 a.m. You next level at the 4 o'clock, 4:30. But I don't mind it. I'm ready. I'm kind of I'm getting like a chicken. As soon as the sun goes down, I'm kind of like, all right, where's my bed? That's my chicken impression.
Brenda said, absolutely, with bells on Keto Palooza,
Yay!
somebody loves you.
I'm so excited.
Mary said, Rachel, I'm going to Costa Rica in November and we'll zip line and walk miles of jungle rope bridges. Can you believe it? My knees are weak thinking about it.
Okay, but
you're doing that on the low carb cruise.
I am, but Mary had previously, if you remember, like a serious fear of heights and of rope bridges in particular.
I'm not looking forward to the rope bridges. I will be honest.
That is challenging. And now you doing it. You doing all the things. I think that it really helps when you have the opportunity for some experience. It's the same thing with me in fitness, right? We always joke about that. Like, I don't want to get on a stair climber machine, but if you tell me, hey, we're going to the water park today and you're going to have to walk up 47 gajillion flights of stairs, I'm like, I'm in, because I'm willing to get it in if the end result, that prize, is worth it. And I feel like, yeah, it's scary to go across the rope bridge and it's scary to think about ziplining, but you're going to see something incredible. And it's not because they have rope bridges and zip lines and things here, and you can go what's the tree line in Florida, really?
Right.
Exciting? I don't think so. But if you're in Costa Rica, you're talking about the rainforest, yo. You probably are going to get to see animals that are no place else. That is pretty rad. It is worth putting yourself out there because of what you're actually going to get to see.
Lori said they're in bed by 8:30.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that makes sense.
Debbie said, I visited Costa Rica for work years ago, but didn't get to explore much.
I've done that where you've gone and said to yourself okay, we came through this airport, therefore I get credit for visiting this place, but you don't get to, or you go to a conference or something and you don't actually get to explore.
I don't think you should get credit for visiting
Detroit
place unless you stay overnight.
Stay overnight.
That's an RV rule. So on an RV you can put stickers on the side of your RV on a slide out of all the states you've been to. You can't put a sticker unless you've slept overnight in that state. I think that's fair.
What are your thoughts?
Driving through the state doesn't count.
I don't know. I always do. Am I the only person that when you cross state lines pick your feet up in the car? I always pick my feet up in the car. I don't.
Mary said, so excited to see Costa Rica.
Are you yawning?
Sloths in the wild from a rope bridge.
Wow. That's incredible. That is seriously incredible. We recently I went with Sarah G and my mom, and we went to the Naples Zoo. And if you're ever in the area, I gotta say, I was so impressed with that zoo. I would go again. Like if we get bad weather on this coast, we'll go over there with Chris and Miriam, because
we're going over there on Friday.
You get really close proximity to. They have like all of these different lemurs and monkeys and apes. Do you know what the difference between an ape and a monkey is?
No.
Monkeys have a tail. So if it has a tail, then you classify it as a monkey. I thought that was really interesting.
That's kind of cool.
I learned that at the Naples Zoo. But they have all of these different, like the monkeys are on islands of their own, and they have a boat ride that goes right around the island. And so you were in really close proximity. And for the first time, I got a good look at stuff. You ever go to some of those not museums, but zoos, and you're like, I think there's something fuzzy moving like a block away, but I can't quite see it. Some of these smaller zoos, it's nice and close up.
Right.
And all of the animals were super happy. Like they were very like excited to see handlers. It was amazing. I've never seen so much interaction between people that worked at the zoo and the animals.
Really?
And the animals, I even saw we saw turtles, remember, Sarah? And they were just like tortoises too, like coming up to like visit with the handler.
Sandra said, I'm going on the low-carb cruise in 2024.
Yay!
I'm using that as motivation to get stronger with more endurance so that I can do all the things.
Yeah, because there's a lot to do on these boats, too. And you want to make sure that you're not exhausted. Do you remember how exhausted we used to be just all the time? And then you would
I couldn't keep my schedule up.
And then when you would go on vacation, somehow, I don't know what we were thinking, right? We would schedule a vacation and think that somehow, miraculously, we would suddenly have superhuman strength to go on vacation and do all the things that we want to do on vacation.
Right.
And of course we couldn't.
No.
Of course we were exhausted still and everything hurt. Now we do have the stamina to be able to go all day and all night. I think you've had 3 hours sleep in the last 2 days, friends.
No, I slept really good last night.
Did you?
I slept really good last night.
You seem fatigued, though.
No.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You've yawned 4 times.
I yawned earlier.
I don't know. I think he seems tired.
Ola said, I didn't see sloths in Costa Rica, but so many monkeys.
How cool.
We are caught up.
Are you caught up?
Yep. We're all caught up.
Oh, okay. I was
We're caught up.
Wait, Lori said, I think bologna.
I don't know what that means.
Bologna.
I don't know what that means.
I did the zip lining for my 50th birthday in Jamaica. Wow, that was a good idea. I need to start thinking 50's not far off for me. Okay?
Right.
What do you guys think is a good
skydiving?
No.
Skydiving.
With your feet on the ground, what do you think is a good location to have a 50th birthday?
We could go dive the wall in Grand Bahama.
That seems like your birthday present.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
What do you think? What do you think would be a good place?
You don't want to go someplace where it's 1,000 feet.
While I have everybody here... Susan's going to be 54 next Saturday.
She's lying.
Oh my gosh, there's no way you're 54. There's just no way. Wow. Well, I want to sing. I know I'm going to write it down for Keto on the Couch, but I want to sing here too. Just in case. I don't want to take any chances we miss it. Are you ready?
Yep.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Susan. Happy birthday to you. And many more. So many more. So many more than 54. Although I still don't think that's possible. I really don't. I mean, I know you have an adult son, but I swear you look
Chris
like you're 30 years old.
said 50 in Singapore.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea. Singapore.
You can't go to Singapore now.
Sarah says Ireland. Also a good idea.
Debbie said go to the Great Barrier Reef. I would love to go to the Great Barrier Reef. Here's the problem with the Great Barrier. I can't do the flight.
That Australia flight?
I can't do the flight.
Well, I mean, anywhere you go is going to be a long trip.
No.
It's
I
like,
can't.
oh, so it's a zip over to Singapore? I don't think so.
It's not 24 hours.
You
I
don't
can't
think you
do
can
the
do
flight.
it?
I'd have to do a cruise. Who was that one we just saw, like that couple taking a 10-year cruise?
That was crazy. My mom, when she was at her luncheon, there were two ladies that were going together on a cruise.
There's another cruise that's going, it's a
and
year.
It was,
it was
like 45 days. It was like a 45-day cruise. I don't know that I could handle a 45-day cruise.
45 days I could do, but
you think so?
I
don't
think so.
I
don't know.
You think you could go on a cruise for a year?
A year?
I don't know if I could do that.
45 days, you never have to cook.
You never have to cook.
You never have to make your bed.
Oh my goodness.
You never have to clean your house.
Wow.
45 days.
Okay, you're making a case for it. You're making a case. Imagine you're like, I don't have to vacuum for 45 days.
Lori
Boy.
said, I tried to be on vacation.
I'm tired. I'd be tired on vacation.
Ate terribly and then not be able to fit in my clothes
Right.
when I got home. Yeah, no thanks. I'm good staying on plan.
There is never been a time before keto that I did not come home from a vacation at least 10 pounds heavier. And I am telling you, the plans that we would have for vacation, I would always come below whatever we wanted to do. And usually I tried to avoid the road trip as much as humanly possible because, it was so painful. It was very, very painful to travel. Like my joints hurt. And then, of course, we didn't know at the time. You're stuck in a car. And then would we eat? A lot of sugar. So then you're like making a bad situation worse when you're on a road trip. It was terrible.
Ola said zip lining in Kauai.
Ooh.
Mary said, that's another place I really have no interest in ever going to.
No freaking way.
I was going to say, talk about somebody lying about their age.
Does Mary have a daughter that is about to be 50 years old? How?
It's like Rhonda.
Yes.
Rhonda.
She has adult children,
Yeah.
but you're like, there's no way.
Right.
There's just no way.
No. But, yeah, I have no interest in Hawaii.
You mean you're 50?
Partially because of the sand. And partially because it's a long flight from Florida to Hawaii because you got to go stop in California and just I can't do that long. Now I could do it on a cruise. Like I would do the cruise.
Could you do it on a train
from Seattle to Alaska? But then the problem is I got to fly home.
I have a hard time.
I need a cruise around the world. Oh, that was the cruise that we saw. Remember what was the cruise? It's like literally hitting it's got like 400 and some watt stops over the course of 2 years. It's literally hitting like every port in the world.
You know what I would like to do? A riverboat cruise. Would you do a riverboat?
Everyone says they're not that good.
Well, don't you think it would be fun?
I don't know.
I think we should do a riverboat cruise. Let's do a riverboat cruise.
Marianne says 60 is just over 2 weeks away.
There's another one. How are you about to be 60 years old?
Debbie said I'll be 69 on my next birthday.
No, you lying. You're totally funning me, aren't you?
Susan said Ireland's awesome and you can dive in Ireland. We saw several people diving in the Irish Sea.
Okay. That might bring Joe over to the dark side. Like the thought that you could dive in Ireland, like I think you would totally love that. That would be really cool. Ireland. Save points to get
Chris
first
said
class.
Save points,
and
get
then
first class, lay flat seats.
It's amazing. There you go. For every problem, Chris Miller has a solution. She's a solution person. Okay, I don't know if you saw Chris, but somebody watched.
Sarah's daughter landed.
Oh, good. She's gonna be there in an hour. That's gonna be so much fun. You guys are gonna have the best week ever. So I don't know if you saw, but somebody watched the video on our Two Crazy Campers video, Chris, where you shared your knowledge as an RV tech, and the person posted, is there anything Chris Miller can't do?
Yeah.
And it's no, there's nothing that Chris Miller can't do. Oh my gosh.
Mary said, I agree with you on the flight, Joe. I'm worrying about 7 hours to Costa Rica. My friend did the Australia cruise. It was at least 45 days. Flew there, cruised back.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, Chris, so yeah, the insurance company actually paid us more money to fix the roof than the roof is costing for the other roof.
So thankful.
And he said that he's had several people put that hard roof on. It's a good roof. And then I showed him our pass-through, but although I already fixed it, and he said, yeah, super common that those pass-through doors leak. He's like, I would replace all the seal or change out the door. So I did pull off the door. Lori said, did she have her when she was 5? She
Seriously.
doesn't look old enough.
I know. Mary is like, I had her when I was a child. Like, you would have to have literally had her as a child for it to make sense to me, because like,
lots of people want to do the river
you
cruise.
are so stinking youthful. Your skin is perfect, girl.
A lot of people want to do the river cruise.
Oh, good. All right. I'm not the only one. River cruise. Oh, in Europe. Ooh.
Brenda said, it was me. There's nothing she can do. Quilt,
Oh, good. Yes.
Stuff.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Right? Because it is so stinking true.
Yeah.
Like, there is
embroidery,
home renovations.
She's an RV tech.
Perfect painter.
Yeah. So.
Amazing.
Okay, we are going Miami to Panama cruise. Yes, I actually want to go to Panama. I want to do the Panama Canal.
Before the low carb cruise, I had never left the United States ever. And before we went keto, I really have not seen that many states. It was only since keto that we have explored a bunch of states.
Right.
And I am so thankful for that. Like, it's one of those things where I wasn't it's a side effect of keto I wasn't expecting, because I always put myself in the classification of I can't travel. It was embarrassing to travel because I needed extender seat belts, and then we were really at that place where we were going to have to buy multiple seats.
Right.
And so I just didn't want to travel. I didn't want to go places. Right. I didn't want to see things. And I'm so thankful that keto, as just a side effect, has opened up the world to me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I just saw.
Ooh, Scotland. Yeah, I have a friend that was from Scotland.
Said, I've been to Scotland. I really want to go to Ireland, as I'm Scottish. It's on my bucket list. I watched the video. I told Rachel, you know where I'd love to cruise, but you have to fly over there and then go on the cruises, like the Norway cruises.
Yeah.
Because there's 300 people that live in the entire area at each port. It's totally just really seeing the area.
So before we go, I just want to say I know quite a few people here are going to be at Keto Palooza. And I just want to say thank you for going. And just know that there are so many people. We get a lot of emails that are from people who are a little bit nervous about putting themselves out there, about being there in person, and will I find somebody to sit next to, a reason to talk to somebody. And yes, it's really important for people to take their health back with what they're eating, but I think about what it does to your heart, to your mind, to your soul, to your future, if you have been locked inside of your house and not putting yourself out there. And I was definitely a recluse when it came to, because it was hard. It's hard to put yourself out there if you face a lot of rejection, especially any of that linked to your body and how you feel about yourself and how other people receive you. And there's a lot of people that are going to be coming out this year for the first time. They're putting themselves out there, and I just know that you guys are going to make the difference for them. You make the difference. We really appreciate you guys supporting our channel, financially helping us to put gas in our tanks so that we can travel across the country to reach people with this news about keto, right? A thought of maybe we could change the way we eat. What would that do? Right. But also what you guys are doing personally, putting yourself out there. I see you guys leaders in the space, and I'm just so thankful for you, because you're making it easier for people to come out of their house and socialize and, talk about a study that we're going to have to do it later on is what has this season, the last like 5 years, done to socialization? Like how much harder is it for people to come out and put themselves out there? And you guys are giving people a reason to leave their house and have that face-to-face conversation, which I think is imperative to better health. I think it's really, really important.
Well, we are going to get off, you guys. We thank you so much for supporting us. We will be back on live for Keto Beyond the Couch on Monday at 10 a.m. I don't know if we're doing a live stream this week. I'm sure we're going to on Thursday.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. With Chris and Miriam, probably.
Probably with Chris and Miriam. So they get in.
We haven't asked them yet, but like.
They have a midnight flight tonight. They have that flight because there's only one nonstop flight from Utah to Fort Lauderdale.
Do they come in tonight or Monday?
Well, they land at like 5:30 a.m. That same flight that we take whenever we go out there.
But are they flying in on Monday morning?
Sunday night into Monday.
Okay. That's where you got me. Today's Saturday.
Yeah. I feel like today's Sunday. I don't know why. My days are off right now.
Today is someday.
It's someday?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you guys for supporting us. Continue to get out there.
Brenda had the bling cap. People. Yes, I do. I totally remember that.
Yes.
Because that's my cap. That's like my love language.